Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. In this video, I'm going to be going over the markets, Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq, and also silver and gold, and some of the gold stocks as well too, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to share that with you when it comes to the gold stocks. So that's what I want to share with you in today's video. The first thing I want to share with you is what the Dow Jones is doing. Now, there is a thing called small picture, big picture, small picture, big picture. And what that means is that there's so much power in understanding what the weekly chart is doing. The weekly chart is so powerful in understanding what it's doing and why it's doing it and all that sort of stuff. And it's such an incredible thing to be able to read when you start to see what's going on. See, right now I'm looking at the Dow Jones, okay? And I can see from looking at the Dow Jones from a perspective of who's in control, okay? So we have trend analysis, okay? The market is always giving us some sort of trend analysis. If we have higher highs, higher lows, that's buyers in control. If we have lower highs and lower lows, that's sellers in control, okay? So, and then obviously then if we have this sort of action, no one's in control. But as you can see, right, we've had these higher lows raising the prices all the way up, and now we've broken this high. So the question on my mind is this break above this high point through here, is it a true breakout, or is it some sort of a last hooray before we start to see the top completing and then we start to see some sort of a bear market like we did in 2008? So, and that's the thing that I'm yet to see, right? Now, on looking at this here, initially, right, we had a big breakout, and now we just break out to the high side. We pretty much a nothing week, but overall, we're still pretty much stuck in this overall channel through here, as you can see, right? So this overall channel to the upside. So I wouldn't be too surprised if I go to the daily chart. I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually saw another real last push in the Dow Jones to push up towards this channel, and then maybe that's where we're going to see a bit of a backing pattern or a pullback or something like that in the markets there. Makes sense? So that's what we're seeing there right now, but we're still stuck in this channel here. Now, just remember, guys, that I'm analyzing the Dow Jones. I'm going to be looking at the S&P and the Nasdaq. I'm going to be looking at silver and gold and the gold stocks. But this doesn't represent, this is not a blanket statement across all stocks, okay? So if I'm looking at the Dow Jones, I'm looking at the Dow Jones for what the Dow Jones are doing, okay? This has nothing to do with what the Dow Jones stocks are doing, okay? So you have 30 stocks in the Dow Jones. So, and each of those stocks, right, are going through different patterns. They're going through different seasons, right? Some of them are sideways, some of them in bull markets, some of them are already in bear markets, right, where the Dow Jones is not, right? So when I'm analyzing a chart, really, I'm just analyzing what that chart's doing, right? The Dow Jones is just the Dow Jones. So when people say, I can't wait for the stock market to crash, I'm not sure what you're talking about when you're saying you're waiting for the crash when it's like, what, you're waiting for the Dow Jones to crash or waiting for the S&P 500 to crash? Like, why? Like that's it's sort of just an average, right? If you look at plenty of stocks, there's plenty of stocks right now that have been in bear markets, call them a crash, for many years right now, and they're actually in the S&P 500. So that's what you want to see through there, okay? Always make sure that when you're looking to get into a stock, you're looking to get into a stock based on what that stock is all about, and not because of what you think the Dow Jones or the S&P 500 is going to do. See, that's what Warren Buffett does, right? Warren Buffett, what does he do? He goes buy a company, right? He likes Coca-Cola. He likes Apple. Why? Because he likes those individual companies. He doesn't say, well, I think the stock market's going to go, I think the Dow Jones I think the Nasdaq is going to go up. So therefore, you know what? I'm going to go buy Apple. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Because just because the Nasdaq goes up doesn't mean that all the tech stocks are going to go up, and so on and so forth. So we go through to the S&P 500. We can see the S&P 500 pretty much the same sort of thing, right? We're in this sort of channel here right now, or we were in a channel here, and we can see how we're getting towards that top, or we're actually right at that top of the channel there, right there, and we're in this sort of channel here right now. So we're right at the top of the channel. So it'd be really interesting to see what actually happens here, because the Dow Jones is actually not at the top where the S&P 500 is. Do we actually start to see a bit of a backing pattern here, or do we just continue to break up? I would probably be more weighing on the side of the S&P pushing up as the Dow Jones goes for one last push towards the top up here. I think we're probably likely to get to maybe even 20,000, 29,000, maybe even 30,000 Dow, and then a pullback from there. But just remember, guys, that as this market starts to unfold, we'll start to see whether this is some sort of a top or whether it's a continuation from here. And same for the Nasdaq as well too. Nasdaq's right at the top of this channel, and notice how we had this move up, then we've had this bit of a sideways movement, and now we're actually having a push right back up again. So again, is this whole thing here really one sort of a false breakout? Like, this is the whole resistance level through here. Is this whole level through here, is it one sort of false breakout? Because if we hold here right now on this weekly chart, and over the next, say, couple of months, we start to really fall out of this here, and we start to get some sort of this action coming in, kept back down, and then we start to break, especially these lows through here, that's going to be a complete game changer, to where then that possibly may be the start to see a complete retracement back down to, say, 5,000. Now, I have a 5,000 target in the next bear market, and I'm waiting for signs to tell me on the charts that we're now forming that top, and we're now starting that bear market. Once that happens, I'll be happy to load up on put options for a good couple of years, because high probability we're likely to get to 5,000. Now, the reason why I'm not doing that now is because it's just me. That's just me gambling, right? Because there's nothing on the chart to say we're now forming some form of top, because this thing could just keep going up for another 12 months or more before we start to form that top. Make sense? So we're just waiting there. Let's go have a look at that silver and gold market here. If I have a look at this gold chart here is very, very, very appealing to me, very attractive towards me. And it's looking really, really, really nice, okay? We can see that we actually had pretty much this sideways movement here for quite some time. And now we're just getting this sort of, we had a big run up, and now we get this very sort of sideways movement through here. I'm really liking gold. If we can start to get some sort of a breakout through here, I believe we then go for another run to the upside, and it's probably likely to run to at least this $1,800 level there. So if I'm using the GLD, which I probably would be for options, then that's that price level through there. I believe if we start to pick back up again soon, and we start to break out of it. Again, this is the weekly chart here, by the way, guys. Okay, and we have this level through here, which is the resistance and so on and so forth. If we start to break up and out now, out of this level through here, then we could be getting ready to go for another big run, and that level would be probably around about that level there. So I'm really excited for that, for more of a longer term opportunity. The way that I like to do my trading is I like to break it up. Most of my trades are short term trades. I've got my setup that I look for. I get in. I have one type of setup that gives me a 90+% success rate. They don't come around that often, but when they do, they're fantastic trades. And then I have another setup that's going to give me around about a 70% success rate, and then I trade there from there. Plus, what I also do is I use this software, and I've created my own scanning codes to scan 3,000 stocks, and literally within minutes I can get back the trades that I'm looking for to trade. And then when I overlay that with options, which can give you the leverage, it's phenomenal trading, especially when you get those like 90+% success rate trades appear. Oh my goodness, they're incredible, and they're just fantastic to load up on, and I love trading those. So if you'd like to get access to my coaching program, guys, then just email me at HOWELL trader@gmail.com, and then I'll email you all the details about that. Now, moving on now through to, that's just GLD, so I'm really, really excited. Now, if I look at the same thing for the gold stocks, okay? This is the gold stocks here. These gold stocks here are I am just so excited for this here. I'm loading my, I'm getting ready to load up big time on this here, because like, look at this here, look at this GDX here, right? Big move up, and look at all this sort of pullback through here right now. This is such a powerful move. We can start to get if we start to get like a really nice powerful week out of this here, guys, something like this here, like a powerful up week out of this here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, because then we're probably likely to finally break this 30, and once that happens, guys, it's probably likely to be a big move, probably up to 55 there. I'm so excited. Now, we're going through a pullback right now on that weekly chart. So that pullback, where we are right now on that weekly chart, right, that pullback still could last quite some time, right? So I'm waiting for something to give me that opportunity, and then I want to load up for a good couple of year period. And same for the GDXJ as well too. This thing is just, especially the gold mine and junior stocks. Oh my goodness, guys, this is just heaven on a stick. What I'm seeing right now. Okay, we've had this sideways movement. We had this bit of a pullback here. Once again, if we get a nice little up bar through here. We have a very strong resistance around that 50, but I believe we're probably likely to break that and then go for a massive run from there. Looking at this level through here, so this probably next 2 to 5 years is going to be the greatest opportunity for these gold stocks. Oh, should I say the GDX and the GDXJ, not the individual gold stocks? Okay, because of the pattern that's forming on the charts. So if I'm looking to trade this, what I would do is, so say this is that there, and same for the GLD, what I would do is I would go over here, right? So I'd bring up my option chain, and I would look to try to buy as much as possible. So this right now, January 2020, January 22, that gives me, what is that? So just over 2 years worth of data, worth of time, which is phenomenal in there. Looking at this weekly chart over here, guys, and so buying options here would be the thing that I'd be really excited about. And of course, guys, if we're looking at there, if we go to say the actual silver price as well too, the silver price is probably likely to do some significant movement as well too, moving in a much more bigger fashion when that happens in the silver fashion. The actual SIL is not really setting up. We're not getting the same sort of setup as we are on the GDX and GDXJ and so on and so forth. So the SIL and the SILJ are not something that I'm looking to get into long term. I just don't have enough powerful setup to get into. Now again, guys, I'm not getting into this now. I'm waiting for what? I'm waiting for a good strong breakout first. That's going to give me some sort of confidence that we're now getting ready to take on some serious price action. If you have a look at, say, the SLV, right, the SLV is doing the same thing, right? We had this very nice pullback. If we can start to really gallop and start to break above this level through here, which is that's this level right here. Now, let me just delete this off the screen here. So if we can see that level through there, that level, let me show the value here. That level's around that $17 level. Let me just bring this down to here. It's probably around about that it's around about that 17. Yeah, it's probably around about that $18 level, I would say. $17.50, $18, somewhere around about there, right? Once we start to, because we've been down here, right, for a long time. And with silver, once silver starts to break above these levels through here, guys, then it's on like Donkey Kong. And we're about to see some really serious good price action. So same with silver, right? If I'm looking to invest, say, in silver, let me just bring this up to here, right? So I go to the same thing, right? Go to January 2022, right? Because it's a long-term investment. Now that means a long-term investment means you don't care what happens this week or this month, right? It's interesting when some people say, "Oh, this is such a good long-term play. I'm going to get in now," and then a week later it pulls back on. I'm like, "Oh, what should I do? Should I get out?" It's like, come on now, seriously. So, but by looking at this here, right, I think the silver price of anything is one of the most amazing opportunities out there when you're looking at the price of how much it costs to get involved with these things and so on and so forth. So silver for me is a very is something that I'm looking into. But if I even look at the GDX as well too, right? The GDX, we're probably like it when the GDX starts to move. I have a minimum target there of say 55. Again, probably a couple of year target there. Same thing here. I can go to January 2022 with the GDX there, those gold stocks. And once again, I can see these gold stocks really starting to power up from here. Again, we may continue this pullback here now for another few months, guys, before we start the breakout. I don't know. But I want to start to see some sort of a breakup out of this here. And once we do, we can start to see some serious movement on the upside. When it comes to this GDX here. So that's what I'm looking to do, guys, for long term. I think there's some fantastic opportunities out there right now, especially these longer term investments. I'm so excited about this. I think the GLD gives some really good opportunities for a longer term option play for me, and then also the GDX and even the SLV as well too. So I'll probably be splitting up a whole bunch of money in between these two here, or I may say, you know what, I'm looking for the one that I really believe in and just piling a whole bunch of money into that just one thing. And then just sitting on it waiting for it. But I think any of these things, the SLV, the GDX, and so on and so forth, would be really awesome. So if I look at things like, say, even like the JNUG as well too, people like playing the JNUG. I don't see the JNUG for me is not giving me the same sort of the pattern that I'm looking for there. If I go have a look at, say, you know what, that'll be it there. So there we go, guys. That's a bit of a weekly update, a weekly recap through there, guys, and what's happening here. But here's a bit of a longer term view as well too. But before I do, guys, I want to share with you one stock that I'm really looking to play a long term play with a shorting opportunity soon. I am not now, but soon. And it would be Boeing. Boeing is one stock that I've been looking to short for a longer term play. Again, everything I'm talking about here, guys, is a longer term play. It has nothing to do with my trading system, all right? There is a difference between trading and investing. Trading the market is that I have my trading system, right? I have one system, one setup that gives me a 90+% success rate. They don't come along often. Then I have another trading system, which is pretty much the same thing, but just a slightly bit different, which gives me around about a 70% success rate, right? But I'm in and out of those things quite quickly. Maybe in and out within 2 to 5 days, or at least a couple of weeks. What I'm talking about here is opportunities that I can hold for at least a couple of years. Make sense? So a completely different scenario. You got to ask yourself, is this an investing position or a trading position? And you definitely got to know the differences, because if you're looking to invest in something, you invest in it and it pulls back against you for a few weeks, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, wrong thing to do. Makes sense? So yeah, so that's what I look at. But looking at Boeing here, guys, I see Boeing. We have this major level of support down through here, guys. Okay, so we have this major level of support where we are right here, and we can see now we're forming possibly forming a head and shoulder, a shoulder through here, head through here, shoulder through here. So if we start to hold, especially where we are right now, if we start to hold where we are right now and we start to break down, this whole level through here is going to be a lower high. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a lower high. I need to wait for confirmation first, okay? So you wait for confirmation. What is my confirmation? I want to see something like this. I want to see a break below this level through here. If we can get a break below this level through here and create this lower high, then breaking past previous lows, we have a little bit of support around 300. But I think once that happens, then we're probably on our way down to around that 150 level there, because that's where the next major support level is. Now, again, that may take a year. That may take a couple of years. So if I go to my option play once again, I would probably be looking at these put options here. So they're obviously a lot more expensive because you're looking at the time decay as well too, and so on and so forth. You can see it a lot more expensive, right? So that's the reason why, like, I love the GDX and even the SLV for that reason, for those types of plays in the markets, because they're much more cheaper options. I can buy a lot more, and so therefore it's it could be pretty good there. But once again, if I look at, say, let me just bring up the put options here for a minute on Boeing, and then I'm looking to go out of the money here, right? Even if I went, what's that? You want to buy as much time as possible with these longer term plays. Yes, you're buying a lot of time value with these here. But the reason why this is so much more expensive than, say, the SLV. So if I bring up, say, the SLV for a minute, the SLV. The reason why the SLV is obviously a lot cheaper, right, is because of what? Is because of obviously, because of the actual stock price itself. Okay, but if I go back to Boeing, then I see this thing getting down to 150. So ultimately, you could see this thing getting down to the maximum out of the money you could actually buy is around about that 165 level there, and that's around about $3.35 there. But then again, guys, as you can see, right? So the best thing to do, right, guys, is as you can see with these options here, you can see what I'm doing here. This is one shorting opportunity I'm looking at. I don't know what option I'd buy with this one here. I'll just have to wait and see what it does through here. But with those other long-term plays, the GDX, the GLD, the SLV, stuff like that, I'll probably be trading around about the price, right? So maybe at the price, or maybe first out of the money, maybe even first in the money, around about the price I'll be trading. That's what I'll be looking at. The reason why, it's going to give me some sort of a safety mechanism as well too, a bit of a protective mechanism. Then if you trade way out of the money options, then that's they take a lot longer to actually start to kick in value as well too. Okay, but if you're trading around about the price, at the money, just first out of the money, then when the market starts to move, those option prices can start to move as well too. But if you trade too far out of the money, then sometimes the market needs to start to move quite a lot before those options start to kick up and kick in value. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Monday motivation section through here. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Have an amazing week. There's so many opportunities right now. If you're aware, if you're doing your analysis like I'm showing with you here, and you're prepared, there's so much good trading opportunities that I do with my private clients. Again, if you're interested, just email me at howtrade@gmail.com. And also there's a lot of amazing investing opportunities as well too. So this is the greatest wealth opportunity on the planet, and if you're ready for it, then it can do so well for you. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Guide to the Markets by the Board trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go to that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.